Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today, got a little bit of a recap episode, followed by the final of the Canadian Championship. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, Canadian Championship final? Did I miss some episodes or something? And the answer to that is no. I've decided that since this year is basically a skip year, there's not a lot going on, that I'm just going to sort of get to the highlights and not sort of hit every single beat along the year like we normally do. So that's why this will be a bit of a recap episode. So we'll start with the national team. And as you can see here, it's got our team competitions. And the interesting thing on here is that the only competition it's listing is Gold Cup in 354 days. So there's not a lot happening, but we did play a couple of friendlies, and it, as you can see, didn't work out very well. We're on a losing streak. We're on a 5-game losing streak. That is completely unacceptable. I don't know if you've ever felt this when you played FM, but this year has made me feel like I've forgotten how to play this game. Nothing works. And I've heard other people complain about this, but it's never really happened to me. So we got to figure out, how do I get past this? And I think I may have figured it out, but it's still a work in progress right now. The good thing is that the board doesn't particularly care about friendlies. We're at 53%, we're stable. That's fine until our next competition comes up. No problems whatsoever. But these friendlies are definitely a problem. So we lost 3-1 to China. We'll take a look at China here. They've got some decent players. Yan Qiyi, $28 million man. He's wanted. He's a wanted man. Right now he's playing at Shanghai. Striker. He's real good, I guess. 11 finishing's not that great. The rest of him is very good. But, this is a team that we shouldn't necessarily lose 3-1 against. They are a little bit higher rated than us, but not much. 45th in the world is beatable. Absolutely. Now, I was trying a new tactic. I was trying a bit of a counterattack tactic, more direct counterattack than what we have been running, and it just didn't work. And I've kind of forgot that counterattack doesn't particularly work well in FM19, at least not the way it used to in other versions. So here's the team we called up. Fillion back in goal, and honestly, he made some excellent saves this game that kept the score respectable. The score could have easily been 5-1. If Fillion hadn't made a couple of really nice saves. We had Tamori, Dunn, Henry at Akugbi, brought him back at left back just because I didn't feel like calling up all of my Vancouver players. Baloo, Norman, Mark Anthony Kay, Davies, Millar, Cavallini, right? So that's a fairly decent lineup to be playing against China, and we looked just awful. We'll watch the goals here. It just wasn't, it wasn't bad. It was a pretty even game as far as the stats go. But they just scored goals, and we didn't. Maybe this comes down to goalkeeping, and maybe not. Here's a shot that, that's a decent shot. It's hard for a goalkeeper to stop that through traffic. A better keeper may have stopped it. This one, a better keeper would have done something different there. Maybe made the save. But I don't know that you can put it all down to the keeper. Now here's Baloo getting forward, and he blasts one in to give us a little bit of hope in the 48th minute, so right after half. But then China sort of puts it away. Again, another special teams play, and they just sort of blast it in. So is this our goalkeeping problem or not? It's just so hard to tell right now what the issue is. But I just didn't feel like we played particularly well in that game. Look at that. They got 21 shots against us. That's a lot. We got 17 against them. But still, giving up that many shots is too much. It's too much. We played not very well. So for a tactic that was supposed to be defensive, it ended up being worse defensive than anything we've ever played. I can't remember the last time a team that should have been equal quality to us got that many shots. Now, obviously in the World Cup we played against Argentina and England, and they got a lot of shots against us, but I don't think China should be getting that many shots against us. So I went with a radical new approach against Ivory Coast. Went on the attack, 2 defensive midfielder, 4-2-3-1, and I thought the team played a lot better, but we still lost 2-1. Now, this is a little better. I mean, this is a lot better, honestly. Defensively, they only got 9 shots on us, 4 on target. They scored 2 of those 4, so you could put that down to goalkeeping issues. But it was a much better played game, in my opinion, especially for a tactic that I just sort of put together before we played this match. So we can watch these goals. Now, this is a little bit more rotated side. We had Carducci in goal, Oro, Rocco, Jaguar, Cabra, Piet, Jackson Amel, David, Shamit Shom, and Smith and Hundle. So a bit of a rotated side. But still, we played well, and we played better. Cabra, I sent him on the attack. He looked much better. There's Piet back in the squad getting a goal. So we had an inside forward on the left diving in. There's a big header there. Again, another set piece. And then Cabra coming down the left. And then they got a penalty to win it. That was brutal, to give up a penalty to lose it to Ivory Coast. Now, Ivory Coast is a pretty decent team. We played a tough schedule this year. There's no question about it. Tough group of friendlies. They're 23rd in the world, so they're significantly higher rated than we are. But still, we beat teams in this area before. And as good as Ivory Coast are, they're not that great. Take a look at them. They do have some pretty... Okay, so they're pretty good. Kessie, Densoko, Eric Bailey, of course, 90 million. So, yeah, they're pretty good. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself and being too hard on Team Canada. It's just I feel like at this point we should be better than what we are, even though it is a little bit of a... And this is the formation they played, by the way, the 4-5-1. Pretty weird. But anyway, this is a bit of a transition period for us because some of the older players are on their way out. Some of the younger players are on their way up. But still, I just feel like we should have a system by now, and we don't necessarily have a system in place for Team Canada. I'm a little upset about that. And we'll move over to Vancouver, and Vancouver hasn't been doing much better. We've dropped to 5th position in the West, 34 points on the season, 9 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses. So it's not terrible, but we are, 22 points behind LAFC at the top of the Western Conference. That's a lot of room to make up in the final quarter and a half of the season. There's let's see, how many games we got? 23. So 27 is the 3-quarter mark. So we got 4 games and then 7. So 11 games to make up 22 points. That's, pretty easy math right there. We're going to have to average a win here. It's just been frustrating. So last game that you saw, I believe, was 2-2 versus FC Dallas. And since then, we've just been up and down, some losses, some draws, one humongous win versus Sporting KC, where our young defensive midfielder David Marples got a hat trick, and then Darren Sr. added a couple more. We'll watch these goals just for fun. David Marples got Player of the Week, of course, for a hat trick defensive midfielder. He kind of coming off an injury, too. He hadn't played too much this year, much less than I expected him to play. But he was in the groove. That was not a great effort from the goalkeeper there for Sporting KC, but he was just on fire. Nothing you could do. They could not stop this guy. Look at that goal. That was ridiculous. Just an awful play again from the goalkeeper. And then here we go. Venuto, just an easy goal. Sliding in from Senior. Make it 3-0. And then we gave Marples the PK so that he could try to get his hat trick, and he did. And then we're going to finish it off here again. Our 5th goal. Stankovic has been playing well. Senior just sort of rockets it in. And this game seemed like a bit of an anomaly just from terrible goalkeeping. Lucas Alexander, 23-year-old Brazilian. He looks like he should be pretty good. Maybe he wasn't match sharp. Maybe they just brought him in or something. He was very poor. You can see his morale right now is very poor. And, yeah, he deserves it after that kind of effort. But after that, we lost 2-1 to the Galaxy. We had a draw in the Canadian Championship first round against Ottawa. That's why I didn't really bother showing you the first round of the Canadian Championship, because against the team that we should win, but we just played terrible in that first leg. And then, New York City, another 2-2 draw. We keep getting up and then losing, or, losing our lead. Or we get down early and have to come back, and we're just drawing everywhere. And then we came back. We played seriously against Ottawa, got the 4-0 victory. We did have Pantami in goal. Thomas was in there, Dunn, Colin, another youngster. But then up top, we had Hundle, Timoteo, Faria, and Thompson. Thompson played very well. Got man of the match, 2 goals. Young striker. He's an interesting-looking guy. He's another one of those strikers without a lot of finishing, but he got 2 goals, so can't blame him too much for that. He got player of the match, good for him, 9.1 rating. I mean, look at these ratings. And the crazy thing is that a lot of our players have very good ratings right now, but the team's not winning, so I don't know what it is. I think maybe they're getting those good ratings just from our passing, our possession style, and it's just not equating to wins. So then we played Toronto FC in the finals. So that was semifinals versus Ottawa, because we start in the semifinals because we're an MLS club. So then in the first leg of the finals, we lost to Toronto at home 2-1. Elliot Lord Johnson got an 87th minute goal to win it for Toronto. That was very, very disturbing. And we played a pretty good team against Toronto, so it was unfortunate. But we do get up early. Nerwinski sends it across. Hundle with an easy goal from the attacking midfielder position. So I thought, okay, things were going to go pretty good. But then Toronto got one back pretty quickly, 26th minute. They just sort of passed it around on us all day, and then just an excellent shot there from Haji Wright, the guy who took Sean Hundle's job, as I sort of predicted last year when they brought him in. And then here he is again, and this is it. Lord Johnson, Lord Johnson, the guy that we've been keeping our eye on for the national team, and he's starting to get a lot of playing time for TFC, which is good for Team Canada, bad for Vancouver. 21 years old, he's up to 2.5 stars. Not exactly sure how much potential he has, 3, maybe 4 stars, but, he's a young guy to keep our eye on, and he beat us there. So now we got the second leg of the Canadian Championship. Is there anything else we need to look at? Oh, there were a couple of transfers. That's right. Couple of interesting things. So, Julio Alfredo Villalba. So earlier in the year, beginning of the season, basically, he wanted out. He's like, I need to be traded. Get me out of here. I couldn't trade him. Nobody wanted him. Nothing. So, I started playing him. And started playing him quite a bit. Because, a lot of our Canadian players were gone. They were out on leave, playing in the cups, all that stuff. And so he came to me and said, take me off the transfer list. I'm happy to stay. And basically, as soon as I took him off the transfer list, Tigres came in with an offer, and he said, yes, I'd like to go to Tigres, please. Don't keep me around. So we sent him to Tigres for $3.8 million. I got to think this is like the third or fourth year in a row where we've sold one of our best central defenders. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's not a way to build a team. But you know what? The opportunity keeps knocking, and we keep answering. And then the final, let's see, does it count? I think it comes in as a trade. There it is, a trade. We picked up Liam Frazier from waivers. Philadelphia waived him, and he's a decent Canadian player. 26 years old now, so he's not the young guy that he used to be. But we need a couple more guys who can play defensive midfielder, a guy who can play box-to-box midfielder, ball-winning midfielder. He can even play central defense in a pinch. He's not the greatest player you've ever seen, but he is Canadian, he is versatile, and he is relatively inexpensive. So we picked him up from waivers, just, a little more depth, a little more versatility in the midfield, because we got a lot of young guys in the midfield who can play just plain old center mid, and that's pretty much all they do. So we need a guy who can do a little something else. So let's get to the match preview versus Toronto in the final. We're down 2-1, and as you can see here, Toronto is the favorite. We're playing at BMO Field, sold out stadium, 35,625 people going to show up. Toronto is in excellent form. They're playing outstanding right now. Let's take a look at the competitions. They are second in the Supporters Shield to LAFC. They're first in the Western Conference by quite a bit. They got 9 points over both Philadelphia and Columbus. So this season looks like it's going to be a battle between LAFC and Toronto FC. Those teams are cream of the crop right now, with Houston sort of up there. So that's not too bad for the Western Conference. But right now, Eastern Conference, it's all about TFC, and they are definitely predicted to be the favorites in this match. It's been an even-Steven sort of competition between our two clubs. They've got 6 wins and 1 draw. We've got 7 wins and 1 draw against them. So, if Toronto can win today, they'll even up the series. But for now, we're just trying to keep our head above water. Jesse Marsch is the coach for TFC, been there since 2022. Really turned that club around. He's got them playing outstanding soccer and competing at some of the highest levels. Not just here, but in Champions League, even in the World Club Championship. They made it to, the finals against Liverpool. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult task, but one I hope we can win, because we need to keep playing in Champions League. So we're playing the best possible lineup we can. You see this? We got partnerships all over the field right now. Everybody's feeling good with everybody else, and hopefully that camaraderie will add to our teamwork. One thing we're doing differently is we're going on the attack. I feel like attacking we've gotten away from it. We've gotten too much of a possession style, too much of a defensive style. We need to do more attacking, so we're going to do it. We're going to go after it. Especially on the road. They got 2 away goals. We need to match those 2 away goals. Yeah, that's about it. That is about it. So here we go. They've got Bono in goal, Ribeiro and Oro. Lord Johnson is playing center defense. What is this? What is this? He's a left winger. What is up with Toronto's lineup? They must have some issues going on. Kay Ford, who are you? Okay, you're a central defender. That's good. Courtney Ford, he's actually pretty good. Came to Toronto in a trade last season from Seattle. Okay, so that's interesting. Why not move Michael Bradley down to defense instead of Lord Johnson, of all things? Don't ask me. I'm not a genius coach like Jesse Marsch. But anyway, they do have Bradley and Osorio in the midfield. Rafael Pedrozzoli. Lucas Pedrozzoli, another Brazilian. It's been just invasion of the Brazilians this year. They're all over MLS. Guzman on the right, and then Haji right up top, leading goal scorer. 10 goals on the season, 2 assists. Z. Rafael also has 10 goals. So that's why Toronto's playing well. They got 2 double-digit goal scorers and still quite a bit of the season left to go. Meanwhile, we do have McGee in goals, Latkovic and Nerwinski, Jaguar and Dunn. We just gave Dunn a big new contract. He's all happy. Jaguar's a little unhappy with training right now. And he's probably our guy with the least average rating on the team, so we might replace him. Anyway, Marples and Daniels in the midfield, Timoteo on the left, Senior on the right, taking the captain's armband. Look at that rating, 7.25 rating. Only 10 starts, 4 goals. Need him to play more. Shamit Shom in the midfield, leading assist man with 6, 7.15 rating. And then Hendricks up top, leading goal scorer with 8. So as you can see, all the ratings on the team are pretty good. Daniels 708, Marple 720. You know, everybody basically 6'9" or higher. So pretty good for a team that's on a pretty bad losing streak right now, or at least an inconsistent form. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Let's be passionate. I know many of you are anxious to avenge. We're going to start out with the avenge. We need to be the Avengers right from the get-go. We need 2 goals. We need 2 goals right away. All right. So we'll do that. We'll do that. You know, do our normal thing. I think we also... So the coach is saying, oh, most red cards for Michael Bradley. That's an interesting one. The little shoe. Michael Bradley getting stuck in there. Okay. You left Liam Fraser out. Is that due to... What? He just got here. What are you talking about? I don't know. He's just being arrested. Get out. Get out. Why is Liam Fraser suddenly a hot topic? Does he have a starting contract or something? We're going to have to fix that if that's the case, because he's not going to be a starter, that's for sure. He is here for depth. Okay, so they've already made the move. I thought that would be coming pretty quickly. Move Bradley down to central defense. Yeah, that's a much better option. Look at him. He's still really good. 5 pace, 5 agility, 5 acceleration is not good. Maybe we can hit some shots over the top, depending on what they do defensively. Uh-oh, here we go. Toronto with the throw-in, far side. Pedrozzoli sends it in. Zlatkovic heads it out. He's a little bit out of position there, but Shamit Shom gathers it in, sends it downfield to nobody. Ford sends it back for TFC to start back. Oh, there's a big tackle from Timoteo. We got a mega highlight going on here. Daniels rockets one forward to Darren Sr. He's on the run. Big tackle. Okay. Who was that who made that tackle? Who's number 19? Is it Ribeiro? Oh, I don't like that photo at all. Why does he have a giant blood splatter behind him? Ooh, that's, yeah. Okay, murder, a scene of a murder there. They took that photo. Here we go. 25 minutes. Toronto again. Trying to get attacked. Trying to get through our defense. Right. Looked offside. But I guess not. Great stop from McGee. Here we go. Corner for Toronto. Guzman's going to send it in. Been dangerous all season. Ford with the header. Sends it wide. That's fine. All right. So far, seems like Toronto's getting the better deal here. They do have more possession, more shots. We got to turn this around. Zlatkovic with a big header. Gets it to Timoteo. He scoots it forward. Hendricks on the run. Hendricks beats Michael Bradley to the ball. Can't beat Bono. Oh, Ribeiro gathers it in. Okay. So we might want to try a few more of that situation. Pass into space. More direct. Is there a way to say, like, pass it over Michael Bradley's head? I mean, so far our best attacks have come from that sort of counterattack. Here's Pedrozzoli just skating in. Here's McGee. Rolling it out to Dunn. Dunn's going to belt it forward. Hendricks heads it on. Okay. It's going to be one of these sort of ping pong games. McGee. Dunn. He's going to try it. Nope. Okay, I'm not liking this. Great comeback from Shamit Shom. Nerwinski with a big tackle. Let's get forward. Senior on the run. Not quite as much speed as we normally have out there. He sends it in. Daniels scores. There we go. First goal of the year for the roaming playmaker. Assist by Darren Senior. That's what we're talking about. We got one back. We've evened it up, but they still got those 2 away goals. You know, that was a missed header on the back post. Okay. You know, Toronto is coming forward and pressing us. Maybe we don't want to play out of defense. Maybe we would rather just sort of boot it. Distribute over the opposition defense. There we go. Now we're talking. They might be dropping way back at this point, but we'll give it a shot. Should tell our players not to try too many long balls. I disagree for now. Close down on Oro. Oh, I agree. Okay, so maybe that wasn't the best idea because the half just completely ran out on us. So let's, for the start of the second half, we'll dial back our tactics again. So we'll go, you know, we'll go slightly more direct, and we'll take off the, you know, this. We'll take that off. We'll let him just sort of put it where he wants to put it. Sure, that's fine. Be a little bit more reasonable there. Nerwinski, 100% tackle ratio 1. Outstanding. We'll be calm. Pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. We'll just stay positive. Stay positive, my dudes. 1 goal is all we need. 1 goal, and we're through. We're in Champions League. 47 minutes. Clock rolling. Zlatkovic is furious for some reason. Not sure what his deal is. Marple's maybe not playing so good. Hendricks maybe not playing so good. We got answers for that if those 2 young fellas aren't doing so hot at the 60-minute point, which right now clock's rolling, which we don't necessarily want. Here we go. Daniels. Free kick. Bono makes the save. If you that's not really a save. That's, you know, just him coming out and grabbing the ball. But here he goes, booting it downfield again. Nerwinski is there. A little bit of pressure, but he gets it back to McGee, and we start over. Gonna send it out wide to Timoteo. He's got Hendricks if he wants him. Shamit Shom. He's got plenty of room. He's not really a dribbler, though. Okay, they're not getting past us like that. We got a mega highlight situation. Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have a camera right now. Oh, I'm so glad. This is the worst. McGee, just pick up the ball, my dude. Just pick it up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so we're back to needing, well, we still only need a goal to send it into overtime. Daniels, cheeky little back heel. Zlatkovic getting forward. Interesting maneuver. Daniels. Marple's getting forward. The youngster. Oh, good pass to Senior. Nerwinski on the overlap. Nerwinski, come on, buddy. You can cross it in. You cannot cross it in. Marple's getting it back. He sends it in. Ford there. Come on, you can... Bono doesn't mess up. Gets it to Guzman, who gets right past our defender. He's got right getting forward. Good stop. McGee keeping us in this game. All right, pause. We need to make some subs here. We need to change things up. Oh, we got some of the wrongest people out there. T-Bert, for sure, in for Marples. Get out. Game's too big for that young man. Okay, then I think Darren Sr. is going to come in for Hendricks. And then Faria is going to come in on the right-hand side. I kind of was hoping we had some other guys on the bench, but I forgot that we do not. I think that's it for now. And then maybe a little later, we'll take out Shamit Shom and bring in Simon Collin. Or if we have to, we can go 4-2-4, bring in Bob Thompson as the other striker. So we'll leave that option open if we need to go much more attacking. Okay, here we go. Pretty even game so far. Our defenders keep losing Haji Wright. Okay, we're not going to do that. Shamit Shom looks to be injured. So we're going to make that sub right now, I guess. We'll bring in Colin. We'll just go with this formation for the rest of the game. So that takes that choice away from us, but it's 70-minute point already. Team instructions. I don't know what we can do. We can... Maybe defensively we can get stuck in. We don't have any yellow cards. So maybe we can sort of, disrupt things. Let's go. Let's give him a shout. Oh, no. No shouts. No shouts. Here we go. Senior on the run. He gets it back, though. Oh, great pass forward to Daniels, but he can't score. Come on. Let's demand more. Come on. Zlatkovic is still looking furious. That talk didn't help his demeanor. 81 minutes. Boy, that was two amazing scoring chances, and we couldn't get either one of them done. Daniels, Timoteo, Colin. Gets it forward to Zlatkovic on the overlap. Sends it in. Faria on the back post. Buddy. We're throwing away our chances. 86 minutes. How many more chances do we have in us? Not many. Come on. Let's get something going here. 89 minutes. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Let's get a late goal. Late goal is all I asked for. 92 minutes. 1 minute to go. Here we go. T-Bert sends in the free kick, and T-Bert scores. Yes! Wow. 30 seconds to go. Teams have been doing that to us all year. And we finally get one back. Look at that. Curls it in. Bono wasn't expecting that to curl in. A sinker. The old knuckleball puts us into extra time. No, it goes straight to a shootout. Forget this extra time stuff. You know we're going Zlatkovic, number one. We got some decent sort of... What is this? Oh, this is composure. Penalty takers. Okay. Timoteo. Ouch. Winsky, maybe not. Oof. I think we'll go Colin. He's only got 3 penalty taking, but 10 finishing, 8 composure. Third slot is okay for a guy like that. Then we'll go T-Bert, then Darren Sr. And Nerwinski. What happens if we auto-pick from here? No, it switched it up. Zakovic, Timoteo, T-Bert. Nerwinski only has 4 finishing. Faria only has 4 finishing. Where's Colin? There's Colin there. Okay, we'll go with this pick. We'll put Nerwinski up there. He's become a team leader. We'll give him a chance. And again, he's in that 4th spot, so that's okay. Darren Sr. in the 5th position. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Guzman steps up to the plate. I hate to think about what TFC's penalty taking are. It's probably pretty good. Okay, they get the first goal. We're going to have to rely on McGee to get a stop here. Here comes Latkovic, the young defensive wonder kid, and he scores. It's so weird that that's one of his best skills is penalty taking. Birnbaum. Okay. McGee, you can get a stop on Birnbaum. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You cannot do it. All right. 2-1. Timoteo steps up to the plate. Sometimes Canadian international player. Pretty talented. He scores. Easy. Calm. No problems. Oro. Formerly Brazilian. I don't know how that works. Ooh, almost got to stop. I mean, he's still Brazilian, right? But he's just also Canadian now. I don't know how you determine that. But anyway, T-Bert, 3-2. Let's tie it up here, buddy. Most experienced player, most veteran guy, and he calmly puts it in. These penalties have been going in like clockwork. Michael Bradley, veteran of veterans. Don't need 5 pace to score. Oh, look at that. Michael Bradley gets stopped. Here's Nerwinski, the guy we weren't so sure about. Guy the assistant coach just talked me into putting into the lineup. He goes right down the middle but scores. And that puts us up 4-3 on penalties. Comes down to this. McGee taking the slow walk out to the line. Both goalkeepers wearing the same jumper today for some reason. Okay, it's fine. He's going up against Wright, the striker, the goal scorer. Got his orange boots on. Cut the tension with a knife, and here he goes, and he scores. Okay, ties it up. Tucked it away with accuracy, according to the announcers, but now here we go. Darren Sr., the hometown kid, the academy prospect, leading goal scorer for Vancouver 3 years running, steps up to the plate to win it, to send Vancouver to the 2024 Champions League. Can he do it? He does. Calm. Easy. Yes. We won something this year. We did it. We get the trophy. That guy with the red suit on. Wow. Outstanding. I'm pretty happy about that. Like I said, Toronto is a good team. They're a very good team this year. We managed to beat them on their home turf to win the Canadian Championship. The Canadian Championship is starting to be a pretty prestigious crown. When you look at, Vancouver and Toronto, both teams who are very, very good. What a comeback that was. Superb effort. Outstanding. Outstanding, boys. Well, that makes me feel a little better. I'm feeling a little better now after that game. I'm glad. I was not going to record this. I was going to let this sit and stew for a while. But I'm glad I didn't do that. Vancouver wins the Canadian Championship again on penalties. Oh, man. T-Bert comes through in the clutch. Gets the tying goal. Gets a big goal in the shootout. Schmidt Schoen injured for 5 weeks. Okay. Iconic Jr. builds on Vancouver legacy. Firmly cemented his status as an iconic figure at Vancouver after clinching the Canadian Championship, winning his 6th trophy at the club, which has spanned 6 years. Jr. has ensured a legacy which will long live in memory, but one which may not yet be completed. No, it's got at least 2 more years of this. So anyway, a 30-year-old. Yeah, got a lot of time left. Vancouver delighted with Jr. I should hope so. Board is pleased with the Canadian. Look at that. 5 of the last 6 years, we have won the Canadian Championship. We own this competition. It's ours. Schmidt Schoen placed on the injury list. It's getting to that time of year where if we put him on the injury list, he might. He'll definitely be back in time. But there's no time to really bring somebody else in and put them on the roster and have them have any impact or have them be of any use. So we will leave him off the disabled list. T-Bert. Wow. 1 tackle, 4 passes, a goal, 8.1 rating. You were superb. You were superb. You did what a captain should do. He came up big, came up clutch in the final minutes. All right. Sean Hundle, yeah, he was injured. So, I guess that's going to do it. I guess that's going to do it till probably the end of the season. I don't know that we need a 3/4 season update or anything like that. If anything interesting happens, we'll come back. But if not, we'll come back for the final and the playoffs and all that stuff. So, until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.